It's Elizabeth and Radar on 99.1 The Mix.
If you are passionate about getting to know your community and the people that are the heartbeat of the community, you definitely need to listen to Spearhead Conversations with Xavier Mercado, who's in studio right now.
What's up, Xavier?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Xavier I said he started a movement. He started a podcast 2 years ago, again, at Spearhead Conversations, and he interviews all kinds of movers and shakers in southeastern Wisconsin. Originally born in the Bronx, but grew up in South Milwaukee. You've overcome your own adversity from homelessness to alcoholism. You're proud to be sober now, and you launched this 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough to be asked to be on the podcast, which is out now, released on Friday. Thank you for being here, Xavier. And tell everybody why you are so passionate about having this podcast, Spearhead Conversations.
Well, first and foremost, I appreciate you guys having me on. I love Milwaukee, man. It took 32 years, but when you find your calling and your passion, you just go forward with it, and that's where I'm at.
You get on the ride and you go.
Yeah,
that's what you're doing.
man.
I can tell because as soon as we introduce you, you're laughing and smiling. You're happy to be here, happy to be doing what you're doing.
Definitely. And like I said, I love this city, but this city, the people are who make this city so great. And with that, it's getting to meet people like you, Elizabeth, people like Allie or, Promise or, you know what I mean? Just being involved with the community and trying to bring a positive movement, and just showing, you have a lot of stereotypes that come with our city. I want to break that. And what better way to do it with a spearhead?
Yes, with a spearhead.
Cool.
Absolutely. And when we were sitting there doing the podcast, which, by the way, this is a audio and visual podcast. In fact, right now we have an entire video crew in the studio. We have 4 cameras that are here. Joey behind the scene making it happen with his really fancy camera.
If you give Joey a shout out, he's a Bears fan, so there we go.
Oh, Radar, you had to go there.
I did go there,
You
all
had
right?
to go there.
Leave me alone.
Shout out to Joey. I gotta say that. Shout out to Joey. He's a good friend. I grew up actually watching the type of movement he had on the South Side. I love that we have 3 Southsiders in the studio today.
Bayview, 53207. Wait, Joey, where'd you grow up? Southside.
Yeah.
Well, and when you were doing the podcast and when we were going through, talking about, and I really hope y'all will listen to it. I have it linked up on all my social media. But again, it's Spearhead Conversations. You learn a little bit about what it takes to get into the media. What are some of the obstacles? What it's like to grow up as a kid in Milwaukee, too. And then I feel like we had some good conversations about what to say to the youth, to the future of our community and our future community leaders.
Well, the thing is like with a platform like this is to give people a voice. I understand that success comes with every guest that I put on the platform, but I truly want to get to know the people who I'm interviewing. And you don't really see that much with other platforms. So it's really getting involved with who they are. But it's also, I'm a father of 4. So, God forbid anything happens to me. These are all blueprints for my children to have if I'm not with them anymore. These are people that followed their passion. These are people that went on to do great things that impacted the community. People like you, you know what I mean? Again, when I asked you and you instantly responded, it was just like, yes. I grew up listening to you. You've been in long enough. You as well, Radar, you know what I mean? Like, you guys are the voice. You're the energy. You give this, like, I wake up in the morning, I'm ready to kick today's butt.
Yeah. Be nice on the radio to hit the dump button right
And we
away.
did talk about some of the hard things that can happen with this job. I brought up, it is hard sometimes when you have real heavy personal issues going on in your personal life with family members and things that maybe aren't ready to be on the air yet. And we talk a little in depth about what that's like and how to balance that. But I did, Radar, tell 2 stories on the podcast. And again, if you want to hear the full interview, it's Spearhead Conversations. One, how you and I got together, Radar, and how my roommate in college made the fake document so that I could intern with you when I was in college back in the day.
Kids, when you want to get what you want, sometimes you have to tell a little white lie.
It worked.
And you did.
And it paid off.
This one.
Winning.
And we
Big
talked.
time winning. Went right over my head. Yeah,
Right
okay,
over.
fine, kid. Come on in. You can be an intern.
When I slid that document across the table to Radar, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to get busted. I thought
me.
some legal team's going to come walking in. And Radar, what'd you do?
Let me see here. Are you getting credits for this, UWM? Okay, great. All right, we're going to show you how to do audio right now. Just threw it to the side. It looked good. You did a good job.
I wasn't getting any credit. It was a total fake document. And again, you can hear the whole story at Spearhead Conversations, but Radar, one story also, 2020, the civil unrest that was happening with George Floyd, I brought up when we got written up.
We did get written
we
up.
didn't hit the dump button.
I didn't hit the dump button.
We won't say everything because we want you to actually listen to the podcast of what happened.
Yeah. But it was kind of like one of those things where it just took you by surprise, and then we did have it recorded. But with the emotion and stuff that everybody was feeling in 2020, I thought,
it was a very emotional time.
I'm just going to leave it in there.
And
oops.
I love that he owned it.
I wasn't supposed to.
He was the one that didn't hit the dump button.
I didn't hit the dump button.
But I was the one that said
she's the one who said the bad word
on the air.
It honestly was a juicy interview. I have to say, like, the way you...
What part of the interview you think was juicy?
From Civil Rest, when you quoted Jay-Z to me, I was like, I'm not a businessman.
I'm a businessman.
You know, when you quoted him, I was just like thrown off. I'm like, oh my God. And then, the history with your family, your grandfather and Bayview and the ties of that was really interesting to me. And just, you through these interviews, you find out so much about people.
People now know my like real name. We went down the road of all the different radio names that I've had.
Yep.
Not that I ever purposely keep that a secret, but in radio, it's a lot of, you got a real catchy name. I mean, Radar, that's not your birth name.
It's not?
Oh, come on.
My mom said it was. No, it's not. It's not.
Wait.
No, but you're right. Exactly. You find out all these kind of things. It's like a stage name.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It is like, yes. I mean, Elizabeth is my real name, but all the different names that bosses gave me over the years that I was too young and naive to speak up and say, hey, can I just please have my real name?
Mm-hmm.
That part in particular with the name, her first radio name, I found it was just so hilarious because the
Liz Berg?
Yeah, Liz Berg and the facial movements that came with it. I mean, like, oh God.
Good old Lizzie Berg.
Liz
Watch
Berg.
out.
I think we should call you Liz Berg.
No.
That was my former boss that did that too. I was like,
Elizabeth.
what?
It's Elizabeth. It's not Liz.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so Radar, you need to be on Spearhead Conversations.
I'll have to find some time to do that.
We want to learn more about you as well.
We got to let your light shine for a little bit. For sure. And then we'll do that.
Well, actually, I was going to ask you on air to make sure that you can't back out.
Oh.
I'm there now. See? We're good to go.
Well, and so let everybody else know, too. Besides, you did an interview with myself and Allie from our sister station, Kiss FM, and Promise, and DJ GA from Hot 105.7. Yeah. Who are some of the other people that you've done interviews with that maybe our listeners would like to watch or listen to those interviews?
Well, first year, it was all strictly Milwaukee. You had people like Barbella's, Hectic, GPL, Magico, and after that year mark, it was like, we need to do more. We need to go across, you know what I mean? Get across country somehow. So, I had Olympian Shelby McEwen. He just earned himself.
Yeah, track and field.
Yes, high jumper. He got a silver medal. And, I've had Shane Mosley Jr. He's a professional boxer. He just won his bout recently. It's these names that come up. It's just, man, the power that comes from these interviews. And you got Joey D behind the camera right now. He was on
Bears fan Joey D. Yes, Bear go ahead. Yeah, baby.
It really is. Again, you're talking to the heartbeat of southeastern Wisconsin, and you're doing a good job at picking the people out of the community to get to know them and their story. Because whether you have a public job or public title or not, you all have a story to tell. Mm-hmm. And you are where you are for a reason, and those stories need to be told, and that's what you're allowing a lot of us to do on this platform with Spearhead Conversations. So thank you for doing that. Sure. Do we have the air horn for Xavier Mercado? Because he hit the air horn when I was being interviewed. I'm like, heck yeah, that is the coolest thing. He just got his little board.
Yeah,
I think he stole it from us here.
There we go. Hey. God bless the air horn.
The real MVP, spearheadmke.com. You can find him on social media, and you can also find him where podcasts are located. Xavier, it was an honor. Yeah. Thank you so much.
No, thank you guys for having me come on. And as far as, this is for Milwaukee. This is to turn the page of the stereotypes we have. I love this community. I love the people in it. You guys make it. A couple shout outs. I want to shout out my UGE crew through United, because I work for the airline United. I also want to shout out my family. You know, I want to shout out my wife, just, you know, backing me through this whole journey. It's had its highs and lows, but we're here and we're continuing to try and make a positive impact with the community. You two, I appreciate it for letting me come on and just share this time with you.
Absolutely.
And also to get the word out. So
keep the positivity going, man, and follow that passion, because every time you talk, you're perfect. You talk with a smile.
Yeah.
And that's great. That's because you're like, I love this and I want to keep doing it and I want to do it for the Milwaukee community.
Definitely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.